Now, before the interview commences, you're going to be asked to introduce yourself. So how do you do that? This is the time for you to sell yourself. Please, if there's anything you should master now, it's how to introduce yourself. Let's meet you, let's know you. In this talking about yourself, please hit the nail on the point. How are you going to help this business to grow? That's what they want to know. Don't dwell on, my name is Angela, I like white color, I like to eat, I like to dance, these are my hobbies. They don't care about that. What they care about is, what do you know how to do, and how will this your skill help this business to grow. So how I'm going to introduce myself is this. Hi, first of all, I want to say a very big thank you for the opportunity to interview with this prestigious firm, Etel. My name is Angela Oga. I'm a data analyst, or I'm a business intelligence analyst. I work with tools like SQL for extracting data, for cleaning data. I work with tools like Excel for data analysis, and also Power BI for data dashboard build and visualization. I use this tool on a daily basis to help businesses to transform, their data into actionable insight, what they can actually use to make the business to grow. And I believe my skill as data analyst is very, very important for Airtel, because Airtel dwells or relies more on data, right? And I believe my ability to transform this data for Airtel will help data to make informed decision, not just on guess or on guesswork, but informed decision that will drive, customer retention, that will cause the business to expand, that will cause the business to reduce churn to its lowest. And that's how you basically introduce yourself, right? You can go and learn more. And then they'll now ask this, when you introduce yourself, they'll now say, okay, they'll now have questions that they want to throw at you. Now, they might even ask you, what are the KPIs that you track when you start working, since please, before you even jump on your interview call, make sure that you have found out more information about the business. Airtel is what you're interviewing for. Go and read up Airtel. When was Airtel founded? What are the locations Airtel are in? In Lagos, where you are interviewing for, where is Airtel? Where is the location? When was it founded? What do they do? What services do they render? Alright, also go and read up your salary of data analyst. How much do data analysts earn? Because they're also going to be asking you this question. So let's say they're asking you KPIs that you're going to track for Telecom. What's going to be your answer? You're going to say you're going to be tracking ARPU. What's ARPU? ARPU is average revenue per user, right? What is the total revenue generated, on an average by what? Active users, by each user. How much did we generate, on an average by each user as revenue? They're going to say that, and ARPU is calculated as total revenue divided by active users. Active users, people who are still using data, people who are still using airtime, alright, who are still using our services. Another KPI I'm going to track is subscriber. What are subscribers? These are customers who are actively using the telecom service. They're still using it. They didn't use it just 3 months ago and stop. They're actively using. So I'm going to be tracking subscriber. The next KPI I'm going to be tracking is churn rate. Please, very important. I'm going to be tracking churn rate. What is churn rate? Customers who stop using our service. Who are the customers who stop using our service? How many are they? Why did they stop using our service? I'm going to be tracking this KPI. Another KPI I'm going to track for a telecom, for your organization, be calling the organization name, right, is data usage. How many customers are using our data? Are using our bundle? How many customers bought bundles? How many customers bought data bundle, right? The next KPI I'm going to be tracking is voice usage. How many customers bought voice bundles to make calls, right? I'm going to be tracking that. I'm also going to be tracking call success rate. What call success rate means, let's say I tried to call my mommy, right? I tried calling. On the first attempt, it didn't go through. That call failed. On the second attempt, it didn't go through. That call failed. Do you know the amount of times I tried calling my mommy and that call didn't go through? There's every chance that I might get, angry and stop using that service anymore. I might migrate to another network provider, right? So you want to track call success rate. Tell them that you're going to be tracking call success rate. The percentage of calls, right, that connect successfully is what you're going to be tracking as well. You're also going to be tracking network downtime. Network downtime means there's no network at all. You cannot do anything. Let's say the cell tower goes offline for like 3 hours, 4 hours, right? That means there's no network. There's not going to be network for 3 hours, 4 hours. So you're going to be tracking network downtime. You're also, very importantly, you're going to be tracking revenue. Very, very important. How much money is the business making? I'm going to track, tell them, be confident when you're saying it, okay? I'm going to track revenue for the business. Now, let's talk about how you negotiate your salary. You have done your introduction, you have said the tools that you can use. Now, they have asked you questions. How do you use SQL? Walk me through your data analytics process. They're likely going to ask you that. So when they ask you, walk me through your data analytics process, what you're going to say is, first of all, I try to understand the problem of the business. What am I going to solve for the business? What does the business want me to solve? After finding out the problem of the business, I'm then going to pull out my data. When I pull out my data, the next step I'm going to do is to analyze my data, explore that data to understand if there are any errors that I need to fix, there are any inconsistencies I need to fix, understand the data types. Are they in the columns we have, are they in the right data type? That's the process. And then I do all my data cleaning. If there are empty cells, how I'm going to fix it. If there are inconsistencies, how I'm going to fix it. Typos, this is how I'm going to fix it. And then I'm going to pick out the columns that I need to run my analysis. This is my data analytics process. I build up my dashboard. I'm going to use SQL to get the data. Then I'm going to use my Excel to analyze the data. Then for data validation, I'm also going to create my dashboard in Power BI. I'm going to confirm, that my numbers match, that whatever value I have in SQL is the same thing I have in Excel. Please talk about data validation. You're going to win their hearts when you talk about data validation. Now they're going to ask you, so how much do you want us to pay you? What's your salary expectation? Please don't be so eager to say I want to be paid 200k. You don't want to shoot yourself at the leg. So what if this business has budgeted 500k to pay you? That's why it's very important that you go and do your research. How much? What's the market demand? How much does analysts earn? How much do they earn? Right? They give you a range. So, but don't go and tell them the exact amount that you want to earn, you want to be paid. Let them know that your primary focus right now is to understand the business. So if I'm asked, how much do you want to earn? How much am I going to earn? Right? I'm going to say, right now, that is not my utmost priority. My priority right now is getting to understand it. Act as though you have gotten the job already. They're giving you the offer, right? Tell them, right now, my goal is to, get to understand the business. How am I going to bring positivity? How am I going to help this business to grow? That's my goal right now. I'm more concerned about my role. What my role entails, what I'm going to be doing on a daily for the business to grow. That is what I'm concerned right now. But I believe that Airtel knows the market. Airtel knows, is it the market demand? Airtel knows the market, and I believe that Airtel is capable of paying a substantial amount to me. Just say that. But if they insist that they really want to know how much your salary is, you can tell them that due to your research, right, this is what, from this range to this range is what data analysts earn. But please don't be in a hurry to tell them how much you want to earn. Don't do that, alright? That helps you, or that gives you what gives you can also ask them, okay, what's their budget for your role? You can ask them that. See, it's very okay to ask them questions, so don't think you're only there to answer questions. You can ask them questions too, right? You can ask them, okay, so what's the range? What's the budget for the role? You want to know the budget for the role, right? And they can give you a range, right? But if you don't want to ask them that, you don't want to seem like you're all concerned about how much they're going to pay you. You don't want to seem that, you don't want to look that way at all. Let them know that what you have in your mind right now is getting to know the business. How are you going to solve the problem of the business? Okay? So, and they might come to you with an offer. And in that offer, probably the salary is lesser. You can always ask questions. You can say, is there flexibility with this salary? Can there be like a change? Be polite. Don't be too bold or too arrogant when you are talking. Please be polite, be calm, and always put on a smiling face. I hope this helps you anyway. But if there's any question that you have more, you can, because this video is getting longer, it's 9 minutes already. If there's any question that you have, you can shoot, and I'm always here to answer many of your questions. So this is how you get ready for an interview. Alright, just go and know all of these basic things, and you can do more research. Go ask AI, ask your ChatGPT, whatever AI tool that you're using, you're getting ready for an interview, what are the questions you should be expecting. just know everything. But very importantly, please go and know the business. Go and research the business. When did they start? What services do they provide? Go and know the business. Alright, this is going to help you get this job. I really want you to get this job. I really want you to get this job. I'm rooting for you. Right? Please always ask questions. Ask any question, anything that is giving you headache, ask. I'm going to answer all of it, okay? Bye.